everyone, hope you guys have been doing well. I've just thought of something right now, and let me let you guys try and describe it for me and let me know. Have you ever had that feeling whereby you're like, okay, I need to change this behavior about myself, this habit about myself, I need to change my friends, I need to be alone, I need to meditate, I have so much stress. Have you ever had such questions in your mind? Well, you're in luck about today. Today I'm going to be discussing about personal development and growth. And with this, I don't mean about character development that people in Nairobi know about, but maybe it's more or less the same. But I'm here to talk about personal development and growth, whereby you're able to realize your purpose as a person, and you get to try and get it, try and achieve your goals. And I'll start by asking you simple questions. Have you ever felt like you want to go MIA, you want to hide yourself and try to know what you want? Have you ever asked yourself a question about where I'm going, what's my life about to? Have you ever thought of trying to change your bad habits, for example? Or have you ever gotten a wake-up call that maybe you feel that you're wasting your time or you need to change a certain thing about yourself? So that's like the process of personal development, and I'm going to take you through about it. So hope you're ready. If you're new here, please subscribe, like, and share, because we get to learn while you're here. So thank you, first and foremost, thank you for everyone who has been trying to reach me out in the social medias and also through email for the questions that you have. And even if you can allow me, I have here some questions that people ask me, especially about personal growth and development. And the first thing I'll actually want to answer is from a question from someone here. And here it goes. The first question that people ask is, what is personal growth and development? Okay, that's actually a very good question, and I'll try and describe it as personal. So personal growth and development, it's like a transformational process whereby it involves your mental, your finances, your social, your physical well-being, whereby you get like a sort of wake-up call, whereby you get to discover yourself better. So that's what we mean by personal growth and development. And in the personal growth and development, we have 5 areas of which I've already mentioned, but I'll still discuss them, whereby we look at things that can help. So when it comes to personal development and growth, it happens in 5 key areas, of which I'd mentioned in the definition, but I can still emphasize on them. This is the mental growth, whereby you get to have an open mind. You don't have a fixed mind. So that's the first area. That's the area one of the areas of personal growth. Next, we have the physical growth. Okay, maybe if you're not okay, maybe you don't like the way you look, you head to the gym. Maybe you feel like you need to gain some weight. You try and eat. Maybe you try and get a different balanced diet and also still hit the gym. Or maybe you want to try and start going to the field or trying to do physical activities like sports. That's also a good way to physically grow yourself. Also, we have the social growth, whereby this social growth can be both finance and, because you end up socializing with people, you end up meeting with people, you end up engaging with people out there. So sometimes when you are going through the personal development, this area whereby the social growth that happens, whereby you're able to network, you are not easily scared to talk to people, you're out there, you're trying to meet people, trying to involve yourself in the community. That's also another area. We also have the spiritual growth. Most of us maybe don't have a spiritual growth yet, but for those that have, they know what I'm talking about. And also the spiritual growth can happen anytime, by the way. When it comes to the development and growth, it happens anytime. Whether you're a kid or maybe you're an adult, it happens anytime. And with the spiritual growth, you end up, just trying to, you're closer to God, or whichever your religion is, or not necessarily like it has to be to do with religion, but also spiritually, you're able to be one with your soul. Okay. We also have the emotional growth. The emotional growth is maybe whereby you understand people's situations, you understand people's behavior, you get to understand your own emotions, like what you want to achieve, what you don't like, if your voices are hard. That's also an example of our growth. And also, as I had told you, lastly was physical growth. So those are the 5 key areas whereby you can look at when you're trying to grow as a person. Okay. Also, there was another question whereby I was asked, why is personal growth important? This is actually a very good question, and I was actually asked by a young gentleman, of which I'm thankful for this wonderful question. And what I can tell you is that personal growth can help in growing emotionally and mentally, and becoming a more considerate, loving, and positive person. Okay, so it can also help you see your mistakes and negative habits, and lead you to correcting and changing them as a person. Okay. Let me repeat question 2. Nimesoma sana. So another question I was asked is, why is personal growth important? And I can tell you this: personal growth is important is because you get to understand yourself, you get to understand others, and with this it helps you to grow as an individual. Okay, it helps you live a stress-free life, and due to this, personal growth and development can increase other things apart from noticing such things. For example, a good example, you'll have less stress. Once you've achieved personal growth and development, nothing can trigger you easily. The same old habits that used to trigger you, for example, if maybe a friend if you have a friend or maybe someone who used to maybe trigger you with, they had toxic behaviors or toxic habits, once you are able to achieve your personal growth, such things will not affect you, because you get to understand who you are as an individual, and you end up saying that, okay, if you don't like how I am, it's fine by me. Please, when I say people accepting you, doesn't mean that they should accept your bad behavior, but they should accept the right behavior that you have. So once, don't go around trying to break that relationship you have with others by you just becoming, treating your friends badly. No, it's maybe, let's say for example, if you don't want a toxic relationship, that's how you cut things off. Okay. Another thing that helps with personal development, it's the relationship. Your relationships end up becoming better. Okay, that's another quality or importance of having personal growth and development. The other one is you're able to increase your confidence, and with this it includes your self-esteem, because you end up having to deal with your own personal issues that you think you have, and you're able to tackle them by yourself. Another thing that comes with having personal growth and development, you are able to succeed more. Okay, with this I mean that once you're out there focusing on what you're doing, focusing on your targets, focusing on your goals and dreams, you're able to succeed easily, because remember, you're not stressed. Okay, please, I hope when I'm talking about all this, you end up realizing that they have a relationship, all of them. Okay, if you don't have stress, it's easier for you to be successful. If you don't have stress, it's easier for you to have a very smooth relationship. So those are some of the things. And if you don't have stress, you believe you have confidence, and you believe that you can achieve more. Okay. Another question that I was asked is, how personal growth help you with your work? Yes, when it comes to personal growth, it actually really does help you with your work, and you end up achieving more from your work, because once you start to have personal growth and development, growth creates confidence, as I said before. Growth embraces failure, and also growth drives motivation, and growth encourages success. So when you have personal growth, you are able to achieve all this. Once you have confidence, it's easy for you to work. It's easy for you to be out there. If you have confidence, you'll be ready to take risks. And when you take risks, you are soon to have failures one in a way or another. But those failures should not discourage you from continuing to achieve your goals, but they should be a learning process for you. You should be like, okay, if I tried this and I failed, so I should try this other thing, okay? And then you also, with personal growth, it helps you be motivated. Once you have the confidence, once you try and try and try, you will be more motivated to continue and try and achieve your goals, because it will be a learning step for you. And lastly, it encourages growth, it encourages success, because once you have confidence, you're out there risking it all. If you risk it all, by chances you will have failures here and there. But those failures here and there, because you have a strong personal growth and development, they don't weigh you down. You're able to learn from your failures, and it will help you, or it will motivate you to try other things. And once it helps you try other things, guess what happens? The path to success is just there. So it will enable you to have great success at the end. So personal growth, yes, it is important for work, and it will help you achieve your success. Another question I was asked by another individual out here is the tips on how one can start personal growth, especially for beginners. This is actually a very good question, but I will try as much as possible to bring you an in-depth of how you can do it. But I can start you off more, but how to be able to start personal growth as an individual. You should be grateful for what you have as of now. Whether maybe, for example, for me, I started my show like last year, 2 years ago, and it has been gradually growing very well. So for me, you have to be grateful for what you have right now, okay? I'm grateful for what I have in my show, and I'm eager to get more and more out of it, okay? Maybe to buy more cameras, maybe to get a bigger audience. Maybe you guys come here when I'm doing my shoot and meeting my guests, such things, okay? You should just be grateful of what you have right now and appreciate everything, especially, for example, like, you should appreciate that you have life, okay? Not everyone has woken up today, okay? So you should appreciate that you have life, you have the basic needs that you need. So the first thing is to appreciate yourself for what you have, for where you're coming from, okay? Number 2, okay, read more, okay? Reading more helps a lot. You learn more from reading, okay? I read somewhere, I had a quote from someone says that, people discuss about maybe their failures on books, okay? You can learn from that. You can learn from people's journey with books, okay? If you're lazy to read, there are audiobooks nowadays. You can have a listen. Not necessarily have to be educational stuff. Nowadays we even have podcasts. Maybe you have someone who's maybe a mentor to you. You can have a listen to what they're talking about. Okay? Maybe you also want to learn something. You can come to my show, Myles show, and learn. Okay? Read more. When I say read more, it's whereby you get information. Just try and expound your mind about anything of your interest. That can be a good step for you to try and reach your personal growth. Also, another thing you can look at is reflect more on yourself, okay? Have a sit down, meditate, look at yourself. Ask yourself, what do I want to achieve in this? Ask yourself, where do I want to be in the next 5 years? Where do I want to be in the next 2 years? Do I want to go to university and pursue this? Ask yourself questions. Try and have a meeting with yourself and try to know what you want to do. And that will have an impact on you when it comes to having a personal development growth for you as a beginner. Also, you can also focus on doing what you love, okay? It's very important. Not necessarily for you like, okay, maybe you hate your job so much that you say, okay, I hate my job, I think I'll go and act. No. I'm not telling you to quit your job. Jobs are also important. Employment and self-employed, it's very important. It depends with you as an individual. But what I can tell you is that try and what was I talking about? Sorry for that. Try and do and see what you love. For example, I know of a friend of mine who loves football so much. He said, no matter what, even if he's 60, he's gonna still play football, okay? So if you love football, for example, and maybe you're working an 8 to 5 job, there are some clubs that are there. You can try and ask if you can join, and then you try and play. Focus on what you love, and that will really help you discover yourself more. It will help you discover what you like and what you don't like, okay? I can also give you another example of, but it's not necessarily that you have to play in a club, but but you can also just play, at home. Maybe if you have brothers, siblings, or even neighbors, you can just bring out a ball and play. Just try and do what you love, even if it's on the part time, for you to understand yourself more. Also, another tip I can give you is put yourself first in everything you do. Do not bend your back for everyone here and there, because that will destroy you so much, because some people are never thankful or grateful for what you do. So because a good example, someone can borrow you money, for example. I know everyone has experienced this. Someone can borrow you money and they fail to repay you. You see? Put yourself first. If you know if someone will borrow you, then they won't return it. Be selfish enough and say no. It's okay to say no. Don't be afraid to tell someone no. If, for example, maybe your job is kind of stressing you, and maybe they want you to enter a job at around a weird hour and you're not in a position to do so, just let them know that you don't want to. So it's very important to put yourself first, because it will help you when you're trying to discover yourself when it comes to personal growth. Also, I can also tell you, for those who maybe try and do have a list of to-do list, maybe you have a plan. If you're that type of a person, have a to-do list of yourself. Maybe you say, okay, today is Monday, I'll want to do this and this and this. Sit down, have a to-do list, have a target. By the end of the day, I want to do this. If you're a student in school, you tell yourself, okay, in the morning, I'll revise this and this, and in the afternoon, I'll do this and this and this. Just have a to-do list, and once you start taking them, you'll have confidence and you'll see that you're trying to improve yourself. And it's gonna start becoming a norm, to start becoming something, it will become a part of you. And by the end of the week, or maybe even some few months, it's gonna be subconsciously put in your mind, and you'll start doing everything right. You'll have a plan and do everything. So you can try out and have a to-do list whereby you plan yourself or you plan your day well. Also, you can also, like I told you before, put yourself first. It's okay to say no, no matter if it's the relationship, whether a relationship, whether boyfriend, girlfriend, whether you're friends, whether you're family. If maybe you were in a toxic environment, it's okay to say no, you don't want to do this and this, because sometimes I feel like, or rather you can agree with me, because we get to a point in our life whereby we end up moving with the mass, or with the public, or with what people are doing. Sometimes you hear people saying, oh, me at first I didn't want to drink, and now they're starting to drink. So it's okay to say no. If you don't want to go to a bar, say no. Tell your friend no. If someone wants a relationship and you're not into it, you can say no. Don't be forced. If you want to have a divorce, it's okay. Get that divorce. It's not someone telling you, okay, please, let's just be in a relationship. No. If you don't want, it's okay. You can end it. And also, we can also be more positive about yourself. Always talk good things about yourself, okay? Tell yourself you're enough, okay? Don't put yourself down by what people tell you, because people are there to destroy you, people are there to bring you down. So if maybe, when you're having your meditation, you tell yourself, okay, I'm enough, I'm a good player, I can improve yourself. Have a positive thing about yourself. Don't beat yourself too much, because I can bet maybe if your friend maybe you and a friend have a conflict and maybe they ask for forgiveness, you'll forgive them. But can you also forgive yourself? Okay? Also try and forgive yourself so that you can grow. Okay? Also, always push yourself to be better. That's very important. Not necessarily for you don't have to necessarily see the improvement with your eyes, but as one step at a time, okay? You just take it one step at a time and push yourself to do good. For example, if maybe let's say for a day like this, maybe you decide, okay, today I want to do 10 push-ups, and maybe you have not tried gym. If you do 10 push-ups, that's good. The next day, do 20 push-ups. The third day, do 30 push-ups. And as you continue pushing yourself, you will get to appreciate the hard work that you do, and you'll be confident enough on trying to build yourself more. So those are some of the few techniques, or how you can try and start your personal growth and development. I'm your host, Myles Gicheru. Today we are talking about personal growth and development, and I hope you ended up learning some 1, 2, 3 things. For these people right here who have asked me these questions, in my email. I really appreciate these questions, and I'd like to let you know that if you still have more, and if you need help with, in personal growth and development, please feel free and contact me still. We'll reply to you. If it's not me, there's someone else who will reply to you. So you're never alone. Hautawahi jipata hakuna mtu anakuongelesha with the Myles Show tip. And so as to end the day, I'll leave you with a quote. I love giving you, quote, especially now. This is actually not a quote, it's an African proverb. And it says, and I'll leave you with this: if a woman doesn't love you, she will call you a brother. However you'll understand that, and however you want to take it home, it's up to you. But remember, this proverb was given back in them days. So, food for thought. I'm your host, Myles Gicheru. Thank you for joining us. Have a good day.